All right, if you're a founder in the digital health space, you are going to run into ISO 27001. In this explainer, we're going to show you why that's not some compliance nightmare to dread, but actually a massive opportunity to seize.
You know the feeling, right? Your product is finally working, the pilots are looking fantastic, and you are so ready to scale. And then, bam, you hit that wall. It's almost a rite of passage.
Maybe it's that giant security questionnaire from a hospital's IT team. Or maybe it's a regulator asking some tough questions about your cloud data protection. Or hey, maybe it's an investor asking if you're just one data breach away from a total crisis. This is the moment that stops startups dead in their tracks. Panic mode kicks in, but honestly, that's the absolute wrong time to start thinking about security. Because in healthcare, trust isn't just a feature, it's the entire foundation of your business.
And that brings us to the big mindset shift you've got to make. ISO 27001, it's not just a certificate you get to hang on the wall. Think of it as the backbone of your credibility. It's the system that proves to hospitals, to regulators, and to your investors that you have a disciplined, repeatable practice for protecting some of the most sensitive data on the planet. This isn't security theater, it's the real deal.
Look, healthcare data sells for a fortune on the dark web, and with AI, IoT devices, and remote care, the attack surface is just exploding. You literally cannot scale your company without getting past 3 critical gatekeepers. And guess what? They all want to see a real structured security framework.
First up, gatekeeper number 1, hospitals. They just won't onboard you without proof. Their procurement teams, their IT committees, their number 1 job is managing risk. They need tangible evidence, not just your word for it, that your platform is secure. ISO 27001, that's your proof. It basically answers their 50-page questionnaire before they even hit send.
Gatekeeper number 2, investors. They won't sign those checks. Especially in health, VCs are actively looking for reasons to say no. A flimsy security plan? That's a massive red flag. They get it, startups build fast, but ISO certification proves you also build smart. It seriously de-risks their investment, making it way easier for them to say yes.
And the third gatekeeper, regulators. We're talking about bodies like the FDA or the EMA. They expect to see actual systems, not just a bunch of fancy slides. When it comes to patient data and device safety, they want to see your documented processes for everything from risk assessment to incident management. ISO provides that exact structure, ready to go.
Now, this standard isn't some ancient text. It evolves. The 2013 version was great for its time, but think about it. That was before the massive explosion of cloud-native services, remote diagnostics, and AI in healthcare. The 2022 update is built for the world we are actually living and building in today.
And what's really interesting is how it got, well, smarter and more streamlined. The number of controls actually went down, from 114 to 93. But they didn't just slash things. No, they merged and updated controls, and then reorganized them into 4 really clear categories that just make way more sense for how a modern tech company operates. And inside that update, they added 11 brand new controls. Now, these aren't just minor tweaks. These were put in to address the very real, very modern risks that digital health startups like yours are facing every single day.
And just look at what they cover. Proactive threat intelligence. Security specifically for the cloud services your entire product is built on. Secure coding, because, let's be real, regulators do not tolerate sloppy code in clinical products. And things like data deletion and data masking? Absolutely critical when you're managing patient data for AI and analytics. This isn't abstract theory. This is your daily reality.
So here's the bottom line. There's a deadline. If you're starting this journey from scratch, you have to use the 2022 version, period. And if you're already certified on the older 2013 version, you've got until October 2025 to make the switch. So yeah, the clock is officially ticking. Okay, I know. That probably sounds like a lot, right? And traditional ISO implementation, it's really built for these giant enterprises with massive compliance teams. Startups just can't afford that kind of bureaucratic headache. But here's the good news. There is a startup-friendly way to get this done.
This 6-step plan is what makes a huge, daunting process totally manageable. First, you only scope what's critical, the parts of your system that actually handle patient data. Then, your risk assessment has to be health-specific. You're worried about patient harm, not just generic IT risks. And your documentation needs to be lightweight and actually useful for your engineers, not some 300-page binder that just collects dust.
And this is a great way to see how the framework adapts to what you actually do. If you're in MedTech building a physical device, you'll be focused on firmware to align with medical device regulations. If you're a HealthTech SaaS platform, it's all about cloud governance to line up with data privacy laws like HIPAA and GDPR. And for biotech, it's all about protecting that priceless intellectual property.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about avoiding the roadblocks. But what about the upside? What's in it for you? Well, when you implement ISO 27001 the right way, it's not just a defense mechanism. It becomes this incredibly powerful tool for growth that delivers some truly unexpected, awesome benefits.
First up, you will get through those hospital procurement cycles so much faster. I mean, dramatically faster. Instead of that slow, painful back and forth with endless questionnaires, having ISO 27001 certification basically puts you in the express lane. You've already answered their hardest questions before they even ask.
Second, you can win bigger deals, period. Large enterprise partners, international hospital chains. They are not going to take a risk on an unverified startup. They see that ISO certification as a seal of trust. It makes them far more likely to choose you over a non-certified competitor.
Third, and this is a big one, you can actually save money. Think about it. When cyber insurance companies look at your business and see you're ISO certified, they see a much, much lower risk. And that translates directly into better rates and better terms on your policy because you've proven you've got your house in order.
And finally, it makes fundraising so much smoother. Your ISO certification proactively answers a huge chunk of the technical questions on any investor's due diligence checklist. You instantly look more mature, more scalable, and a whole lot more professional.
Which brings us to the final question, doesn't it? You can wait for that 50-page questionnaire to hit your inbox and treat security like some painful reactive chore. Or you can build it into your company's DNA from the start and turn it into one of your most powerful assets for winning deals, raising capital, and building a business that lasts. The choice is yours.